Hey gang, this is Hank from Free Podcast Tools here with a quick video. I just wanted to mention, in case you weren't aware, because I wasn't aware, a community member pointed it out to me, for the Mixcast 4. It's a firmware update version 1.10. Now what they've added in this, it says they've added a latch play method setting for the effect button on the pad via the advanced page. So enabling the effect to be applied continuously. So basically, instead of holding the button down for the effect, now I can do this and just tap the button once.
Hey, what's going on?
And then I tap it again to stop it. I like that. I think that's really cool. It wasn't that big a deal to hold it down, but I could see if you were doing like a long form kind of storytelling podcast or something, and you were trying to do some different voices and stuff and you needed it to go a little longer, I could see where that would be helpful. Now, it also says the default air horn sound for the sound pads has been changed. To me, it sounded like it was quieter. Let me switch to it. No, it's not quieter. I don't know what they changed about it, but it says it's been changed, so I guess it has been changed. On the mic input tone manual setting screen, the words low shelf and high shelf have been changed to bass and treble. This does not change the effects of these tone settings. And it says the volume of the sound sent from Bluetooth module in the unit has been corrected to a suitable level. Now, I had heard one person complaining about that. I have not delved deep into the Bluetooth yet, so I will just have to take somebody else's word for that, but I'm sure there's other people that have totally different use cases where this is something they really needed to get fixed. And then it says operation stability has been improved in other ways. Ooh, wonder what that is. So I'm not sure what that's about per se, but when you download the firmware, the file that it's contained in, and then you can get into the notepad of it and you get like the whole rundown of all that stuff. And you get the previous stuff that they did before, version 1.0.1, the maintenance items and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to dig in there and take a peek at that. But the process for updating this was pretty tedious. I'm not going to lie to you. I found this to be just a little bit extra work as opposed to how the Rodecaster Pro approaches this same kind of process. So you kind of make sure you got to make sure you don't make some critical mistakes on this, because when you're going through, you're going to have to follow their steps verbatim. So I had a community member mention it, that something about the SD card is not valid or something after he tried to do this. But I went step by step following these, preparing the SD card for the firmware update. And I just went step 1 through 8 here. And then I did these procedures just to be sure, and just step by step by step. And mine went smooth. But had he not said anything, I might have jumped into it without reading the instructions carefully. And I think I would have probably messed something up, because I think, sometimes we just overlook things. I know I do. And I would have been like, oh, I know what to do. I just drag that firmware file into this folder on the card. While that's kind of correct, there's a lot to take into consideration. They tell you that there's things that you might, if you mess up, that you could cause issues. Like one, for instance, I didn't know that the unit should be connected directly to the computer, not through a USB hub. It says, moreover, noise could be picked up if the cable is too long. So little stuff like that I found to be of interest, and I am really thankful that that community member mentioned that this upgrade was available. So I went and immediately did it and reported back to him, telling him that I didn't have any issues. But if you did get this already and you had issues, please chime in down in the comments and how you rectified it. And I am hopeful that they're going to just keep pushing these out. I'm excited about Tascam kind of getting into this firmware deal like the Rodecaster. because the sky's the limit. I turned over, I'll call it our form that we put together with all of you out there. And I turned that over to them. They let me know that they got it and they appreciated the feedback. And in the next video, I'm going to bring up something that I think we're affecting real change here. And it has to do with the preamps, because they had been really hush-hush about the preamps on the Mixcast 4 from the onset. Like, a lot of people were kind of frustrated about that. And they answered the call. So in the next video, we'll talk a little bit about the preamps on the Mixcast 4. But make sure you grab this firmware update if it is right for you, and follow the steps verbatim so you don't brick your machine or mess up something, your SD card or whatever, what have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please share these videos with friends who are in the podcasting space as well. Thank you so much.